Assalamu alaikum viewers. Welcome back to the course of Python for Absolute Beginners. In this video, I will implement all the concepts of operators and if-else conditionals in Python. And so if you have not watched my previous videos about operators and if-else, then I will recommend you to watch that video first for better understanding of how to implement all these concepts. Okay. And if you have not subscribed my channel, then subscribe it and press the bell icon so you can get a notification whenever I upload a new video. So without wasting time, let's move to the implementation. For implementation, just create a new notebook in Colab like the one that I have created here. Here I have given a name as conditionals in Python to my notebook and I have connected my notebook with the CPU. Now my notebook is ready to start working here. But if you don't know how to do all this stuff, like how to create a notebook and how to connect it with the CPU, then I have a video in which I have implemented print function. In that video, I have explained each and everything about Colab. So if you don't know how to do this, watch that video first, then you will get a complete idea about Google Colab. So now let's start working with the operators. We have different types of operators like arithmetic operators, relational operators, and logical operators. So here I will explain all these operators one by one. So let's start with the arithmetic operator. For arithmetic operator, I am going to create two variables. Let's say v1 which is equal to 10 and v2 which is equal to 4. Now when I execute this cell, so two variables have been created here, v1 and v2. Now let's try to apply arithmetic operators on them. So for arithmetic operators, what I am going to do, I am just writing print function and I am applying arithmetic operators here like this. Print. Then first arithmetic operators were addition, comma, v1, and the symbol that we used for addition is this plus symbol, v2. Okay. Similarly, I can write all operators here. Let me copy paste. V, control V, addition. Then we have subtraction. Then we have multiplication, division, exponentiation, and after exponentiation, the last operator was floor division. Okay. So all these operators I have discussed in my operators video. So here I am implementing all these operators. So the symbol for addition was this plus. Now the symbol for subtraction is minus. Symbol for multiplication, if you want to multiply two variables, you will use this asterisk symbol. And if you want to divide two numbers, so you will write this forward slash. If you want to take power, means first number raised to the power of the second number. Okay, so I am saying here v1 raised to the power v2. Okay, and then we have floor division. For floor division we use double forward slash. Now let's execute and let's see what will the output. So here you can see addition 14, subtraction 6, multiplication 40, division 2.5, exponentiation is 10,000 and floor division is 2. So how it has worked here, addition is written in double quotes, so it has printed addition as it is and then it has calculated this part. In v1 we have 10 and v2 we have 4. So what it has did, it has a plus 10. What it has did, it has add up these two values. Okay, 10 plus 4. So addition is 14. Similarly, all these operations have been executed. In floor and division, you can see in division we have 2.5 and in floor we have 2. Because floor division will not consider the value after the decimal. It will just consider the floor value, which is 2. Okay, one more thing here is that you can increment to decrement the value of variable. Okay, you can do this by, let's say we have a variable a which is equal to 3 and let me execute it. Now this variable has been created a, and now what I will do, I want to increment the value of a by 1, or let's say I want to increment, okay, I want to increment its value by 1. Okay, so I will write a is equal to a plus 1. When I execute it, the value of a is now incremented by 1. Let me show you print a, a. So here you can see 4. We have assigned the value to a as 3. But after incrementing its value, now 3 plus 1 is equal to 4. Now the value of a is equal to 4. Okay. Similarly, we can write this statement. Okay. This statement and this statement will be considered as same. Okay. This statement means that adding 1 to the existing value of a. Similarly, here we can say that this statement says adding 1 to the existing value of a. So now the value of a is 4. When I execute this statement, the value of a become 5. 4 plus 1 will be 5. Let me show you. Print a. So here you can see the value of a is now 5. This is the increment operator. You can increment any value you want. You can increment the value of a by 2, by 3, by 4, so on. Okay. Similarly, you can decrement the value. If you want to decrement the value of a, what you will do, you will write a is a minus equal 1. I want to decrement the value of a by 1. Let me decrement it by 2. Okay. I want to decrement the value of a by 2. Now when I execute this, what it will do, it will minus 2 from the current value of a, and the current value of a is this 5. Okay, let me show you print a. So here you can see the value of a is now 3. What this statement has did, it has did 5 minus 2, and now the current value of a is 3. So this is all about arithmetic operators. Now let's see how to implement relational operators in Python. Okay. So for relational operators, you have to use some conditional statements like if else. So wait here. Okay. Let me write here if, and then I will write some condition. Okay, this condition can be on variables, this condition can be on values as well. So here I am writing the condition on values. Let's say I am writing 3 is less than 4, then colon, and then I am writing print, and I'm writing here condition is true. So here you can see that it is printing condition is true. This condition is true. Okay, 3 is less than 4. Yes, 3 is less than 4. So what it will do, it will move to inside the body of this if statement, and inside the body of this if statement we have written this statement. Okay, you can write any statement here, like you can write another if statement here as well. So here I have written only this print statement, and you can write even any number of statements that you want. Let's say I am printing something more. Print condition is true, 3 is always less than 4. Now I have written here two statements. Okay, these two statements are written in the body of this if statement because we have written indentation here. We have given some space here. This space is showing that these all statements are lying under this if statement. Okay, now when I will execute it, it will show me these two lines. Okay, condition is true, 3 is always less than 4. Similarly, if you say that this condition is false, let me write here, instead of 3 I will write 5. Okay, now I am saying if 5 is less than 4, so what will be the output? It will show you nothing on the screen because condition is false. Now it will not move to inside this part. Okay, and it has nothing to do after this. Okay, so for this purpose, what we, if we want to show it something on the screen if the condition is false, so what we use if else. Okay, let me write here else. Now we say print condition is false. Now what it will do, it will check if condition is true, then it will move to this part, but if the condition is false, then it will move to this part. from if and else only one part will be executed. Okay, let's execute this one. Here you can see it is shown condition is false. Sorry, the spelling of false are condition is false. Okay, so I said that we can write if inside another if. Okay, like this: if 3 is less than 4, 3 is less than 4, and if 3 is equal to 3, then print both conditions are true. Both conditions are true. Okay, so here if this condition will be true, this first condition will be true, then it will move inside this second condition. Basically this concept is called nested if. We write if inside another if statement. Okay, so when I execute it, it will show me both conditions are true, because here both the conditions are true. Let me do one more thing here. Print only first condition is true. Okay, here what I'm going to do, I'm writing here 5. Now what will happen? First execute it, then I will explain it. Okay, here you see the output only first condition is true. So what it has did here, it has checked the first condition. After checking this condition is true. It is moved to this part. It is basically moved to the body of this outer if statement. Okay, and here it has seen this print. So it has printed this only first condition is true on the screen, and after this when it move here, it will see here that condition is false. So from here it will not execute anything. For anything from here will not be executed, because here the condition is false, so it will not go in further inside. So this is a concept of nested if. You can write as many if statement as you want. Now let's see, we have multiple relational operators, so we will implement all of these operators. So we have, let's say I am doing this thing again. So here I am writing if 5 is we have first relational operator as greater than operator. I am saying this, let me remove this statement. Okay, so from now when I execute it, it will show me condition is true because 5 is greater than 4. Now I am writing the same thing, but I am just changing its operator. I am saying 5 is less than. The second operator, relational operator, is less than. So it will show you condition is false because 5 is not less than 4. So condition is false. So it will move to this else part and it will print condition is false. Similarly, the next operator, relational operator, was equal to. So in equal to, it will again show you condition is false because 5 is not equal to 4. But if I write here 4, then it will show you condition is true. Okay. The next operator in relational operator is not equal to. Okay. Here it is not equal to. So here what it will do, it will show you condition is true. Why condition is true? Because here we have written not equal to. 5 is not equal to 4. So here you can see 5 can never be equal to 4. So condition is true. The next operator was greater than equal to. In greater than equal to, it will check one by one. Okay. First it will check 5 is greater than 4. Then it will check 5 is equal to 4 or not. If one condition will be true, it will consider it as true. Like here 5 is greater than 4, so it will not move to this equal to symbol and it will just print condition is true on the screen. But if I write here 4, okay, so what it will do here, it will first check 4 is greater than 4. No, 4 can never be greater than 4. Then it will move to this equal operator. It will check 4 is equal to 4. Yes, 4 is equal to 4. So it will show you the output as condition is true. Similarly, the next operator was less than equal to. In less than equal to, it will similarly like in greater than equal to, it will work similar, but it will first check for less than and then it will check for equal to. Okay, so it will give you condition as false because 5 is in 5 cannot be less than 4 and 5 cannot be equal to 4. Okay, so this is all about relational operators. So far what we have seen, we have implemented the arithmetic operators, then we have implemented the all the relational operators. Now the last type of operator was logical operators. In logical operators, whenever we have to whenever we have to implement multiple conditions, then we use logical operators like and, or not. Okay. So for logical operators, what I will do here, let's see, if 2 2 plus 3 equal 5, and first I am going to explain the AND operator. Okay, 2 plus 3 is equal 5 and 4 is less than 5, less than equal to 5. Okay, then print condition is true, else print condition is false. Okay, so first let me execute it, then I will explain you what it is doing basically here. Okay, so here what it is doing, here we have used this AND operator and I have told you that in AND operator both conditions must be true. Okay, so first it will check this condition, 2 plus 3 is equal 5. Yes, 2 plus 3 is equal to 5, and then it will move to this condition, it will check 4 is less than equal to 5. Yes, 4 is less than 5, so we will not move to this equal to, and this condition will become true. As both the conditions are true, so the output will be condition is true. It will not move to this else part. But what if the one condition is false here? Let's copy paste it. So here, if one condition is false, here if I write 3, now when I execute it, it will show me output as false. Why false? Because and always say that if both the condition will be true, then I will generate the true output. Okay. So here you can see the condition is false because first condition is true, but second condition is false here. What if we use OR operator here? Uh, Let me use here OR operator. Okay. So here if I write this OR, what it will do, it will just check only one condition. If one condition will be true, then it will give you as a true as a output. Okay. So execute it. So you can see here the condition is true. Okay. Similarly, if you write both the conditions as true, then it will also give you true like this. If I write here 5, so you can see here the condition is true because or only consider or says that if one condition will be true, then I will be happy and I will give you true as answer. Okay. So, but when or will give you false answer, or will only give you false as output if you you have both the conditions as false. Let me write here 6 and 3. Now both the conditions are false, so when I execute it, it will give you output as false. Okay, because both the conditions are false here. Now the last operator that we have covered in logical operator was not operator. Okay, what not operator do, it basically negates what you state, it will negate that statement. Okay, for example, if I write here if and then I say um, not of 2 plus 3 equal 5, then print condition is true, else print condition is false. Okay, so what it will do, it will basically uh, here you can see this condition is true. Okay, 2 plus 3 is equal to 5, but we get the output from this else part. Condition is false. Why? Because we have implemented here not operator. So what it has did, it has did this thing. The 2 plus 3 is equal to 5. Yes, this is true. Now after this condition has been checked, it has implemented this not operator on it. Okay. So the not of true will be false. So condition has become false and it will move to this false. If I write here 2 plus, sorry, if I write here 2 plus 3 is equal to 6. Now what it will give you? It will give you condition is true. Why? Because we are taking not here. So here you can see the condition is true. Because here the condition was false. After taking the not of false, we will get true as a output. Okay. So one last thing here is like if you have multiple choices, like you have a number and you want to check if this number is positive, negative, or this number is zero. Now you cannot use only if and else. Like if you have three options. Okay, so here you cannot use if and else. You can use if and else only if you have two conditions. Okay, now you have multiple choices, so you will use if, elif, and then else. Let's say you have let's say I am writing here, I am creating a variable number and I am giving it a value as 6. Okay, now this number is created as a variable, but I will do here, I will write if number is less than 0, then print number is negative, elif number is greater than 0, then print number is positive, and else print number is 0. Okay, so what will be its workflow? It will start from here, it will check if number is less than 0. If this condition is true, it will move to this part, it will move to this part, and it will skip all these other parts. Okay, only one part will be executed, if, elif, or else. Okay, so let me execute it. It will show you the number is positive. Okay, because here the number is equal to 6. 6 is not less than 0, so it will skip this one. Okay, now it will move to this elif. Now here it will check if number is greater than 0. Yes, 6 is greater than 0, so it will say you number is positive, and it will also skip this else part. Okay, what if the number is equal to 0? Let me give it a 0 value to execute it. So now you will get number is 0, because number is not less than 0, number is not greater than 0, so it will move to this last part and it will say number is equal to 0. Okay, so this is the way when you have multiple options to check, then you will use this elif statement. You can use as many elif statements as you want, but here I only need one elif statement, that's why I have used here only one elif. So this is all about operators and conditionals in Python. In my next video, I will tell you how to create a simple calculator by using all these concepts, and also I will explain you how to take input from the user. Basically what that calculator will do, it will take input from the user, then it will perform some basic arithmetic operations on that values, and then show the output to the user. For now, keep watching and learning. Allah Hafiz.